This message is for Sheila Moss and Judith Devano. I decided to just record it and put it on YouTube for the ease of sharing. My name is James White, and I attended the March 7, 2025 Municipal Clerks Conference at the auditorium in Eureka Springs. A large thrust of that conference was about integrating all the different generations into the workplace. Well, it didn't mean a whole lot to me at the time because I'm a one-man department and, at best, a glorified secretary. The clerk keeps and files and records in various places the actions of the city council and other commissions. The only thing political about the office I hold is that someone has to be elected to it. The office is bound by the constitutions of the United States of America and the state of Arkansas, as well as the code the state General Assembly attacks every odd-numbered year. Wiggle room is not an option. The Division of Legislative Audit does not care how you think things should be done. They are operating under the same state code the General Assembly attacks every odd-numbered year. So I was sitting there listening to y'all and wondering what the boxed lunches included and if my car was still legally parked. But let me tell you a little story. The mayor's administrative assistant approached me one morning the week after the conference with a problem she was trying to address. The city had just changed website providers, and a folder with often read ordinances was not in the same spot it had been. It was hard to find. It took 4 clicks to find it if you followed the preferred path. Yeah, 4 clicks. As a matter of perspective, the first internet connection at my house was dial-up, and you would be disconnected from the internet if somebody called you on your landline, which you probably don't even have anymore. My initial response was to tell the complainers to just get over it. Then I flashed back to the clerks' conference and thought about it. The Code Enforcement Division of the city often uses that Ordinances of Interest folder and refers people to it when trying to drive home the local law. The folder had been under government on the old website, and it was a single click to get there. I spoke with one of the code enforcement officials and realized he's a millennial. My daughters are both millennials as well, so I called one of them for advice. She said millennials are notoriously impatient and have shorter attention spans than boomers and even Gen Xers. As such, they don't want to spend time looking for information. They want it now. It doesn't matter if you don't want to make it easy for them because they will just disregard all that information no matter how important it might actually be for their daily lives. So I realized that integrating the younger generations into my workspace is not such an important thing for me. But getting the information out to the public does require figuring out how to deliver it. As a recovering newspaper reporter who covered local politics for 25 or so years, I've seen a lot of elections. One of the things I often did for the paper was to break down the ages of voters showing up for early voting. In every single election I did that with, older voters were most likely to cast ballots. That's traditionalists and boomers. Millennials and Gen Zers were the least likely to vote or even know what's on the ballot because they don't read newspapers. Traditionalists, boomers, and Gen Xers are still the majority of people who are going to get involved in the process of city business. While that may be fine and dandy for council meetings, those folks are going to wear out after a while, and they will need to be replaced by younger people. But if those younger people don't know what's going on, they won't have any idea about what they should consider being involved. Lots and lots of younger generations don't even have computers and do all their searching on a phone. We have a public relations officer in the city, and she posts lots of information on Facebook. But the younger generations have in many cases abandoned that platform as just for their parents or grandparents. They do use Instagram, YouTube, Twitter or X, and TikTok. Like it or not, that is where they get their news these days. Now, all that means that reaching out to them is not like reaching out to boomers, although boomers and traditionalists need to know what's going on too. It will require a little more work to achieve that information boondoggle, but it's going to be necessary for a while, at least until the boomers decide to crawl into a cave and ignore the rest of the world the way they probably should. So, the program you two did at the Odd in Eureka Springs seemed at first like it wasn't going to do a lot for me personally, but a second look at it made things a bit clearer. I just wanted to let you both know that even an old guy like me can learn a lot from folks like you.